Roaring good.
Everybody, Steve is still sick today, so you get Steve. Luckies. Yes, one clown. I'll take one clown. Let's get started with Dolly today.
President Leroy fell wanting to guess the happy dollar, an excited dollar. The street screams is done. And for little Miss Phoebe.
I'm happy that I got to watch the Human Lion.
Yay! She talked.
Very good. I always like to start with Dolly because by the time we get done, she usually has more dollars in the second round to go. That always works out. Mr. Doug, you got some happiness to share today?
No, actually, as I get my dollar out. President Leroy fell lines again. Kind of a sad dollar. I just heard that Dick McIntyre passed away. I was surprised at that over the weekend. That's all have a moment of silence for Dick. It's a great line. One moment of silence, please. Thank you.
I haven't heard. President Ken Botero.
Passed. The same as other things are going to be passed in a couple hours. Two happy dollars. First happy dollar, I am so excited to have somebody that can cook and clean for me once again as she's home from Italy. The other buck is for a terrific gentleman from our club. We're going to miss him dearly, Dick McIntyre.
Whoa, I'm still a little stunned about that. I hadn't heard that. I did get to work with Dick for a long, long time.
Thank you, President Leroy. And anybody know who this is? Yeah. Lovely Kelly and Steve. Fellow lines of guests. Sad dollar for Dick McIntyre. I remember talking to him 2 weeks ago, and he said, "Yeah, I'm not feeling so good." And I guess he told us the truth. Second happy dollar is, what a wonderful week. Has anybody ever been to Key West? Yeah, isn't that amazing? Most expensive place on the face of the earth, but who cares? It is so beautiful down there. And then I guess the sad dollar is 45. I went from 85 degrees to 45 degrees in 6 hours.
So expensive down there, how had to get around by bicycle if you saw the picture. Yeah. Cindy Sessions.
President Leroy, fellow Lions guests, I have a couple forgetful dollars. Last week when I was doing my happy dollars, I failed to mention that when we were gone in Texas, we celebrated our 31st anniversary. Also, we're one of those couples that likes to be at the airport at least 2 hours in advance. We left our hotel at 5 a.m. It was an hour-and-a-half drive to Dallas, Texas. By the time we turned in our rental car and went through security, we had 4 minutes before we started loading the plane. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking. And the rest of it, I'm sad for Dick McIntyre.
Thank you, Cindy. Mark Kelch.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, there's $5. I'll go through all of that here as I go. I had to have a reading list. Keeping the tradition, gratitude is the best attitude. I've been trying to do a grateful dollar each week for things that from Lions, from the Longview Pioneer Lions Club. Grateful dollar number one today, or for today, is the Lions who inspired me by their hard work, including Ernie Kuntz, Ray Strange, Terry Kinniston, C.A. Gauthier, Bill Swanson, Jack Patton, Greg Firth, he's just old, he's not deceased yet, Terry Woodruff, Greg Prestegard. Really appreciate those Lions, I'm very thankful for that. I'm also going to give next week's grateful dollar, and I'll explain that in a moment, but that is for the attitude that helps this club be what it is. And those thanks go to Tom Hinshaw, Tom Reif, and Don Peck, keeping the humor going in this club. Those of you that have been around for a while will remember that one. Heavy dollar for Dick, for Memorial. And I know you're all going to be sad that I will not be here next week. Unlike Hal, I'm going the opposite direction. I will be in Hawaii a week from today, and process of meeting my biological father and family over there. And the last dollar is for a fine because I'm not wearing any apparel today.
That sounded like he used $5.50 worth of happy, so I think you went over it. That's President Great first.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, couple bucks. First one was sad dollar. Dick was my brother-in-law for over 49 years, so he'll be missed. And he went very, very, very comfortably. So then the other one is a happy dollar on the happy note. Those guys that put together that street of screens, you guys really, really did a good job.
Thank you, Greg. Steve Johnson.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. This is just 2 sad bucks for Dick. A great guy, and sat next to him here for quite a while.
Pat, you want to go first?
Katie just reminded me we
King
can
Lion,
jump
fellow
into
Lions
the
and guests.
coming up
I
at the end of the
have
month, so
some
we
sad
should maybe
dollars.
be on announcements.
First
And
of
then
all,
I'll do sign-ups
our
next
grandson
week.
in the Sacramento
But Katie
State,
will
they
be
lost the
because
number
I'm
3
not
team
here next week.
this
I'll be
week,
in
but
Vegas,
they're still number
so-
7, and
I'll put you on.
Okay.
there's 3
That's
more
right.
games to go, so hopefully we'll still continue to do good. This is a double sad dollar. I wrecked our car last week. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. I'm 82 years old, and this is the first accident that I've ever had. So the police officer felt a little bit sorry for me, and I didn't get a ticket, even though it was my fault. The ironic thing is, 2 days prior to the accident, I finished taking the AARP safe driving class. So we are now sharing our 77 Chevy pickup.
The ambulance shaker and me wants to hand you a business card so bad. Lloyd.
King Lion. Excuse me. Fellow Lions and guests. That was $3. Her allowance this month is $4, so she's pretty close to the edge of it. Yeah, she totally cleared. This is a happy dollar. My Cougars are resting this week, but look out next week.
Pat, we're sorry about the loss of your car, but you cannot be replaced. The car can. We'll talk. Sure. Shirley.
Well, this is a begging dollar. I President Leroy and members and guests. I was over at the warming center that's going to open. They got their permit, I believe, on Monday at the First Christian Church. And I asked if they needed any supplies. And they said, we need more blankets. So I thought, if any of you have blankets you don't need or want to give or donate, take them there or give them to me. They didn't ask me to do this, by the way. I just felt that if there was a need, that maybe that would help them.
Thank you, Shirley. Jim, Lion Jim.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Well, SC has something in common with Washington State. They both took last week off. Actually, these are the dollars for Mike. Great guy. Will be missed. Nick. Mike McIntyre was it? Oh, well. Anyway. Yeah, you know where I somebody can tell me where I put this microphone.
Oh, that worked out so well. Let's do it again. Jim, Lion Jim.
King Lion, Leroy, fellow Lions guest, sad dollar for McIntyre, and a happy dollar because I'm sitting here and realizing that I went to the casino about 4 weeks ago and came back filthy rich, and even though I'm rich, I don't have to grow a beard to look old. I look old automatically.
Did you bring enough Winnies back for everybody?
Yeah.
David, what kind of joy do you want to share with us today? All righty. Well, he's going to give up the whole wallet today. Whoop. Okay. Feel free to talk about David's wallet.
Yeah, whatever floats their boat. There you go. There's two happy bucks. And President Leroy, fellow honored guests, and fellow Lions. All of you are honored because I'm honored to be amongst all of you. My biggest happiness is to know that a lot of Christians are here, even and with fun and fellowship that we have a wonderful crowd of Christians, and my happiness is based on knowing God and Jesus, and that's all that anybody needs, and that's that we are very blessed by both of them, even through hardships and through good things. That's where I like. He helps us in everything that we do. And so there's a learning lesson in all of it. And I'm going to give you one to praise my brother for helping me to be my payee and being an all-around wonderful brother. And the many wonderful things he does for this club. I'm going to give you a rousing rendition of God Bless America, and then I'll quit. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night, from the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide above. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. And we still have those freedoms today. Thank you.
Good stuff, David. Good stuff. In the apparel aisle, Gary Hill.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I too am saddened by Dick's passing. I do have a happy dollar though. On the street of screens, my sister, who was my guest last week, accompanied me. And in fact, she insisted that she be a part of it and is looking forward to it next year. Along with her, we had a friend visiting from Texas who also assisted us. They wanted me to indicate that it was a great time and looking forward to it again next year.
Cool.
Thank you, Gary. Flying Donut.
Fellow Lions, I don't have any relatives other than my kids. So I'm going to claim Dick McIntyre. He was my ex-sister-in-law's brother. And Jackie LeBeau died the same day. And she was my brother-in-law's wife.
Thank you, Don. Gary, anything else before I move on? Okay. Mr. Mike, go for it.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, the first sad dollar is for Dick McIntyre's brother-in-law. He was really good to my sister, our sister I should say. And the second dollar is, I don't know if this is good or bad, Mark Kelch has been trying to get me off of this lawnmower beer, the regular beer you buy, and on the microbrews. Well, I found one I like down at McMinium's. It's called Ruby. It's made out of raspberries.
Well, wait a minute, it tastes pretty good, but I don't drink that used motor oil he drinks. Marky Guinness, man, is that what you're saying? That's good. All beer is good, there's no bad beer. Who's happy back here and got the money to show it? Carrie Ann, do you have anything for us? No? We need to go back to Dolly and see if she's ready again. Wayne Smith.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, here's a $1 honorarium for Dick McIntyre, who's a great guy. And it's great to be back with all my Lions friends and my brother who can sing. Unlike me, I can't sing.
We thank you for that.
Who did we miss? Who wants to pick up round two?
We'll come this way. We're good.
I think. Oh, no?
No?
Well, I got, Phoebe's got another one. I'm not supposed to. No, but she's got to talk now.
Okay, sweetie, you get to go again.
Grandma got me a new necklace.
What is it of?
A unicorn.
There you go.
Wow, if everyone was that sure, we'd be rich at the end of 20 minutes, wouldn't we? Mr. Patrick Palmer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's for short.
You see how much they like me? President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, let's start off with last week and doing the street screens. You know, if there isn't a huge round of applause for Doug and Dolly, Bob and Donna, the Fulton family, I mean, hundreds of hours were put in for this 5-hour event where Louie and Cindy, oh my God, what did I miss? Who else? Because I was only there a couple hours helping, you know, do the event and then pull down. And Louie, you know, the joy on those kids' faces was worth every hour and every minute except for the pain that came afterwards on Thursday or on Friday.
Since you're handling the report on the street of screen.
I'm just doing your thunder.
You're taking the mask off.
Anyway, yeah. So the second happy buck is on Friday.
Tough crowd.
I'm at my store and half a dozen people come in and say, "Hey, did you get a haircut since last night?" That was kind of funny because I had a big afro wig on. Anyway, inside joke. Great day Saturday. Got a lot of work done around the house. Sunday, I'll just say that Rascal Flatts at ilani on Sunday night was one of the highlights of my concert career. Saw a number of friends here in the room. While it was a short concert, it was packed. It was incredible and so much fun. And here's the last buck. Yay! Be quiet. This is somber. My daughter is getting married on Saturday up in Fort Townsend. I went and got my suit on Sunday afternoon. Everything was all set. Tuesday or Monday, yesterday afternoon, I texted her, "Anything else you need?" "Yeah, I need 10 white buckets to hold flowers." I'm like, "Sorry, out of my game, out of my wheelhouse. You figure it out. You can source 10 buckets." But everything's going well. Everybody's flown in from all around the United States. And it's going to be a great day.
Mr. Phil Olson.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, first of all, I have a $20 donation to Camp Leo for my screw up on Street of Screens. I showed up at the wrong time and in the wrong place and on the wrong, anyway, it was classic. And anyway, when I showed up, Louie and Tom looked at me and said, "You're here to what?" Anyway, so 20 bucks for Camp Leo. Sad dollar for the passing of Dick. And finally, it's too early to tell election results, but last week I made a comment about the visual that George Rader's campaign sign could have. And he came in earlier today and made sure that I had this with the glug, 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 glug on it. Oops, let's try it this way. And so this will, I have a garage that is festooned with campaign signs for unsuccessful candidates. I'm hoping this will be the one that maybe breaks the mold.
All right.
Thank you, Phil. Anybody else? Any last happy hours? No. We take late payments here. And speaking of late payments, don't forget that you have a chance to save $10 on your membership dues this year. Pay before January 1st, $90.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and Guests, I'll give a sad buck for being late. But the other buck is sad because Steve can't be here. He does have pneumonia. He says he's on the mend, but believe me, it's going to be at least another week.
All right. Thank you.
All righty then, let's get it rolling.
Thank you. Invocation is going to be given by Past President Ken Botero.
Well, let us bow our heads and ask for a blessing, especially on our departed brother, Dick McIntyre. If we take a moment to remember Dick and the empty chair that he left today. Father, we're very grateful for all of our Lions Club members, both those that are here and those that have passed. We thank you for the service they provide for our community and for the residents of this community, that they may move ahead with positive feelings. As we bow our heads, we thank you for the food that we partake of this day, and hopefully it will nourish and strengthen our bodies and our minds. May we find peace and happiness as we follow thy commands. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Pledge will be led by Kathy Carmody. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our song will be led by Secretary Phil Olson. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's bride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Thank you. One ring indeed. Do we have introduction of guest?
President Leroy, Lions and Guests. Howdy. Up there. There she is.
Okay, so why don't we do the white ticket, and then the backup winner can get these things.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, announcements. Marilyn, you're up first.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and Guests, November 18th, it's on a Monday, Roaring for Reading at Columbia Heights Elementary. I have morning shift and an afternoon shift, and I need a few more people, so here's a sign-up sheet.
Okay. Thanks, Marilyn. Let's see here. Since you're right here, why don't we go with Doug. First Vice District Governor Doug Harvey.
Thank you, President. Fellow Lions and guests, Street of Screens is over.
Woo-hoo.
And everybody can take a deep breath. I cannot extend my sincerest gratitude for the effort this club made. According to my report from our sign-in sheets, we had 44 Lions that participated in the event. If you're in the room, would you please stand up so everybody can see who did? You participant. I would love to be able to introduce everyone that worked. Take all day to do that, so I'm going to limit it to just a few things. Number one, the event took 744 hours to complete, man hours. Of those 744, 536 were the event itself. On Monday the 28th, we had 6 lines performing 49 hours of prep and installing the castle. Bob Jessen, Louis Fickett, and Tom Fulton. Together they put in 36 of those 49 hours. On Tuesday, construction began. 10 lions were involved in the construction of the facility. Bob Jessen, Louis Fickett, Tom Fulton, and Gordy Schultz. Together, they contributed 35 hours to the 86. On Wednesday, 15 lions spent in 97 hours decorating. The leaders were Bob Jessen, Donna Jessen, Louis Fickett, Tom Fulton, and Bob Speck. Of that 97 hours, they put in 45. On Thursday, the event, we had 44 lions, like I said, for 250 hours. Leaders, Bob Jessen with 13.5 hours, Donna Jessen with 12.5 hours, Louis Fickett with 14 hours, Bob Speck with 13 hours, and Tom Fulton with 11.5 hours. Together they put in 64.5 hours of that 250. And on Friday, the cleanup, the tear down, putting everything away. 7 lions did this by themselves. Bob Jessen, 10 hours. Louis Fickett, 10 hours. Tom Fulton, 10 hours. Bob Speck, 10 hours. And Gordy Schultz, 10 hours. Out of the 54 hours, those 5 people put in 50 of them. Now, the good news, that is the great news, but this is the good news, the income. From our sponsors, we collected $7,575. From the entry, the donations we got at the entry, another $1,460 for a grand total of $9,035. I do have a couple of recognitions I want to give out. Number one, the grocery outlet. Mike and Michelle, are you here? They contributed, their company, Grocery Outlet, donated $1,000 for this event. Kelly Godden from Specialty Prints. If you saw this display they put on, it was just fantastic what they did. Then there's West Columbia Security. Who? Go around, we'll right along. Sessions Plumbing contributed, as well as one individual lion made a donation for this event. It's past President Ken Botero. Ken, thank you very much. And there were a couple of grandkids from Louis and Cindy Fickett that came over and gave us a hand. Young girls, Lydia, Naomi, Keziah, and Israel worked with us this year and last year. Volunteered to come in and hang them decoration. Louis and Cindy, I really appreciate that. We had a great time. I'm really thrilled. We had people that came that started when the event began, and there was never a break in the line. It was continuous for 4 hours. Really a great show. You guys did a great job. Nothing but fantastic remarks from people that went. And everybody wants to come back and do it again next year. So thank you all. Glory?
And you forgot to mention about the food that we collected.
I don't know how much food we collected. We did collect a lot of food, but I don't know how much it was. 6 barrels of food. Also, one other thing, while we're talking about that, Fred Myers joined us for the first time, and they are giving $400 worth of canned food that I haven't picked up yet to go with that. Plus, they did a donation as well. So, great event. It was a pleasure to have the opportunity to lead this, and I appreciate again all of you, one and all, making this thing a big success. Thank you very much.
Way to go, Don! Actually, Dolly's next.
Karen,
Nap time then, sweetie. Presently, our fellow guests, we did have some leftover candy donated, and so we have decided, some of the executive board and committee, that we're going to give part of it to the women's shelter and part of it to community house.
Awesome. If you could hear Paul Spears.
Lion Paul.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I apologize for last week saying that the 7th of December was the second Saturday. It's impossible for December 7th, second Saturday. Anyway, I've arranged for the 14th of December to be the day that we will do the bell ringing. We're going to be doing it at the Walmart out on Ocean Beach. This year we're starting at 10 o'clock, 10 to 6. Used to start at 9. They have new people every year over there, and every year things are a little different. So I'll be getting the sign-up sheet out in a couple of weeks about that anyway. So that has been arranged on the second Saturday, which is the 14th of December. Just one quick note, somebody's talking about the first accident they ever had. My dad once told me I was the first accident he ever had.
Hey, Steve.
And it was beyond repair.
Okay, next up, Steve, you go the other direction.
Where did he's that car?
Pass zone chair, Greg Firth.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, a few announcements. Number one, it's that time of the year, and we got the big Walk and Knock food drive. That's December the 7th. We've got to sign up back here to start off right away. We need lots and lots and lots of people for that. Second announcement, next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, is the monthly Sight and Hearing Foundation meeting. And with Dick's passing, we'll have an opening for another director for that, for the foundation. Pins, got these pins here. Over the weekend, I picked up 2 boxes, big boxes of pins that George Moore had. I'll be going through those, and this is just pittance to what we're going to have for pick through. And then the last announcement, I do have membership apps for those wanting them.
Thank you. Let's head back to Karen Ann Botero.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. November, December is a fairly busy year for us, so don't forget the Jumbo Toy Run. The Jumbo Toy Run is something we've been involved with for at least the last 10 plus years anyway. So it's a simple project for us to do. We're just blocking the streets for the Jumbo Toy Run. It's December 1st, and we meet over at the Elks building in Kelso, probably around noonish or so. The run starts promptly at 1, and we'll assign you streets to block. I would say maximum time is about an hour, so that we need lots of people to do that. So if you have not been involved with that before, we'll have sign-up sheets. Katie will bring sign-up sheets next week since we'll be gone. And hopefully we can get a lot of sign-ups for that. So December 1st, 12 o'clock at the Kelso Elks for Jumbo Toy Run.
Thank you. And Zone Chair Cindy Fickett.
President Leo, members and guests,
Leroy.
we have visitation scheduled. There is one tomorrow night at the Carriage. That's the Longview Kelso Lions. District Governor Steve Stollinger is going to be the guest speaker there. We also have a couple more. There's sign-ups right here. And then the cabinet meeting, it counts as a visitation, which is November 16th. It's at the Women's Club. The information is here. And we're getting geared up to do eye exams. So we're taking the screener out to a few of the schools, and there's a sign-up sheet here. We have Olympic School, Quest Academy, Toutle Lake, Columbia Heights,
Cascade Grade School. So we have a few coming up, so if you're interested, it just takes a few hours to do and we're done. Thank you.
And if you could go to Marge. Margie's just got a sunshine report. Yeah.
President Leroy, fellow members and guests, I have 3 cards back here today. One is for Steve Patterson, you know, he has pneumonia, and these are prayers. And for Dick McIntyre that passed away, we have a card. And also for Marlene Johansson, her sister is very ill, and she has blood clots on each of her lungs. And so she really needs a lot of thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Thanks. And Second VP Tom Fulton, you have something to say?
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I got a message this morning. Rex wants to have tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, a work party to move the lights from the container to the shop, and then another one on Thursday morning at 9 o'clock, start working on the lights. So we need lots of help, So anybody that's willing to do it, come on over to the shop at 9 o'clock tomorrow and Thursday. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. And I got 2 things. On November 10th at 1 o'clock at the Kelso Elks is going to be the memorial service for Dick McIntyre. Wear your yellow jackets. The board meeting is going to be on November 21st at 7 o'clock at the Kelso Elks in the lounge. And so we're only having 1 board meeting this month. Again, that's November 21st at 7 o'clock. And from there, Past President Pat Palmer, you're up.
All right.
Thanks, Pat.
Wow, you'd have thought my brother would have applauded there just a little bit, wouldn't you? Oh, good, good. Keep taking the medication, Hal. It's going to be important as the years roll on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is one of the greatest months of my life, November, and I get to be your program chair. We've got a bunch of exciting folks, including today, for you guys to listen to throughout the month. I can't wait for the meeting on Thanksgiving, and I'll see you all here, right? No, not going to be here? All right. So before I introduce our wonderful speaker, I want you to be aware that she's going to be handing out some prizes at the end of her presentation. So make sure to keep your white tickets. These are some kind of nice high-value prizes. So make sure if you have your white tickets to hold on to those. Without any further ado, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Kara Fox-LaRose from ilani, a place that I visit, I stay, and I enjoy, as you well have known throughout the years. Please help me give a rousing Pioneer Lions welcome to Kara.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? Yes, it is. Boy, I need to take tips from you. You really stay on point with your meeting schedule. It's a pleasure to be here. So happy to be back, and it's an honor to be asked. We take pride in our community, and hopefully you're proud of what we're doing at ilani. By show of hands, how many people have visited ilani today? Oh, good crowd. All right. Well, maybe with some of the prizes today, we can have the rest of you take a look at the place and let us know what you think. Perhaps if I ever come back again, if I'm welcomed back. Now, I would like to offer a $1,000 donation today to future efforts, just by asking me to come. So I will reconcile with you after this event. And that was not to, that wasn't, I don't want to come back next month, I'm just kidding. Tomorrow? It's funny because public speaking is not my, not really my forte. You'd be surprised to hear that because I am the president of a big operation. But my motto is, I'll be the life of the party, but don't make me the center of attention, right? I believe there's a difference. Okay, so we'll see if we have some audio here. If that doesn't work, I will move on to the next slide. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't think I set it up properly. That was probably me. We're just going to show you our commercial. kind of set the tone. But you all know who we are anyway. I imagine that, right? We're not too far from here. And this is what we look like today, which is pretty exciting. Later in the slideshow, I just have a couple of slides for you. I'll show you how this is starting to change with future expansion. But such a beautiful facility and has really been well attended. And it really has been our mission to create experiences for our guests. So you can see here, this is our mission, which is, for a big business like us, we have about 1,500 people that we employ. It's important that we have clearly defined goals that people can follow and understand. So we start with our mission, and the bottom line is, when we're explaining to the team as they're coming on board to work for us, this is the ultimate goal. So we want you to have fun at work. We have a lot of focus on team member engagement and how we treat each other, our community and our partnerships and all of our vendors. And it's really about, is derived from the tribe's traditions of being welcoming and mutual respect, building relationships, and cooperation so that we can get the job done and make everybody feel good about visiting ilani. And as you can imagine, being a casino, that's not always easy. So we have a mission also to make sure that we are setting a new bar for the Pacific Northwest. So we're here to draw business to your community. So we see ourselves as an amenity with an opportunity to create reasons for people to come and visit Southwest Washington, and we know that everyone can benefit from that. So next up is our vision, and this really focuses on those experiences, making the community proud of what we're doing. I remember when I first landed here, close to 4 years ago when we were breaking ground, my mission was to start to turn around the perspective of what was about to happen because of the stigmatized industry that we're in. So hopefully some of you are noticing that there's a lot of goodwill, and we have a high focus on aligning with community leaders to make sure we're all benefiting from this large economic engine the tribe has now. And the tribe has been very community-minded as well. So you may not be able to read all of this for some of you in the back, but it's really about sustainability. If we weren't measured about our approach and didn't have big vision, it may be a challenge to sustain a facility like ours, especially in the face of economic downturn, which none of us can be sure when that may happen or may not. I believe this region may be a bit insulated. There's a lot of migration up here. So that's been interesting to watch. And then really about operational excellence. That's what sets us apart from the rest. I've been to many other facilities, and in some cases, investments aren't protected and honored the way that we do at ilani. So that's important for the tribe and all of our guests as well. We want you to have a clean and safe environment when you come here. And of course, ease of access is another priority for us. And then it's really about building relationships, what we're doing here today. Anything we can do to help or work together for the greater good. Congratulations to all of you for what you're doing in the community. Some of the things I heard today, it really takes a special person to make that commitment, and a special group of people that all come together to honor community. And then finally, we have our core values, and this is who we are. So this is what we want our team to focus on. We're always trying to blow away our guests. Rascal Flatts, no one expected them to be in a ballroom that seats 2,300 people. And I'm here to tell you, the ticket sales didn't support the investment, right? But the sustainability is important, right? So we can't just make investments where we lose money all the time. But we have the ability to do that because we have the casino and the restaurants and additional ancillary revenue that supports those types of investments. And again, it's about being a sought-after venue and making dreams come true. I had someone tell me that happened to them at Rascal Flatts, and that was exciting to hear what you said as well. Of course, we get our complaints. It's a small room. It was really loud. Everyone was standing up, so not everyone could see. We did our best to move people forward that weren't able to stand, and we continue to refine the operation to improve on those experiences, and that's where this one comes in. We know that no one's perfect, but dedicated and passionate team members will start each day trying to improve upon the last. And so, we course correct if we think we made a mistake, and, want our team to be happy about the choice they made and really focusing on the bottom line, which is really achieved with high productivity, low turnover, guest loyalty, and an indisputable reputation. If people trust us, they'll come to see us. So our master plan strategy for this reservation, a lot of people ask what's next. So you're building a hotel. There's a crane on the property right now. Lots of excitement. We want to focus on sustainability. We want to be the best in the Northwest. We really need to contemplate how we use the 156 acres that we have. 4 are on the other side of the interstate and 152 are on our side. And really have flexibility in the programming. I've seen models where people have overbuilt hotels. They can't sustain the occupancy. They're charging too much for rooms. Ultimately, the business model fails. So with support from our Mohegan partners, we've been doing a lot of master planning with them, and one of the projects we're working on, I'll show you, has contemplation for expansion. And then always looking at the impact while we are under construction to make sure it doesn't have too much of an adverse impact. We've had some highlights here, 3 expansions since opening. The first one was a meeting and entertainment center. 1 year, we cut the ribbon on our 1-year anniversary. The second year, we opened a gas station and convenience store that's been performing very well for the tribe. And the third is underway, which I will show you in just a moment. Continued revenue growth, which an expansion of market reach, which I'll also show you is important. A huge win for us last December, we were able to reduce the tribe's interest rate because we were engaged in a lawsuit when we broke ground and borrowed $500 million. And it wasn't a guarantee that the project would even come to fruition at that point. We were in the Supreme Court of the United States. I took the job. I didn't know if I would have one in a few months. And also, we are on sovereign land, so it's a little different than typical commercial investments where you can't come in and seize assets. So we had almost a 13% interest rate, and right now we are under 5%, about 4.5%. So that's huge. We've already saved. We could build a hotel with the savings that the tribe will realize over the term of the loan, which is 5 years. So major win for the team, for the tribe, and the community again, so we can continue to contribute on that front. We have the parking garage underway, which is the crane that you see. Lots of community investment and involvement, partnerships. A lot of our executive team are serving on boards and committees, and including myself, and that's important to us as we continue to try to drive visitation to the region. And conducting a lot of market research to look to see what's next. And here we started an event in Clark County. There's a moratorium on fireworks, so we met with Julie Olson on the Clark County Council, and she asked us if we'd be shooting off fireworks. We did 3 times the first year. I had a neighbor reach out to me and say my livestock is getting injured. We stopped doing fireworks. That was meant to be, being community minded and give people a place to go and watch fireworks. So we reduced the risk of people shooting fireworks off themselves. So we partnered with Julie and we said, let's create a committee. Partnered with the Clark County Event Center, and we had our first event, 4th at the Fairgrounds. Hopefully it will be perpetual. We have about 7,000 people there. ilani stepped up to sponsor that if we weren't able to sustain it any other way. And the committee brought together lots of sponsorships that ultimately helped pay for the event, so we were pretty successful year 1. Just an example. This is our database growth. You can see continuous inclines. This is our market breakdown, so we look at each of the areas so we can really drill into who's coming from where, when, how much they're spending, and how we invest in that customer to bring them back or understand their interests. So this is just in the last quarter, the growth that you're seeing in each of these regions. Outside of down here, we were down 10% this past quarter. That was really just a couple of customers that moved into the other markets. But double-digit growth. So this really positions us to, and here's our associated revenue growth quarter over quarter since Q1 of 18. So that shows you we're on an incline, we're in a good situation, and the tribe's continuing to make those investments. You may have heard of the Arts and Education Fund. I know I touched on it the last time I was here. This is one of the compact commitments the tribe has agreed to give back. In this particular fund, there and the other community impact funds besides this one, we have over $6 million sitting in an endowment fund waiting to be distributed. The tribe's distributed a lot of money. You may know they have their main offices just down the road here. And there's a committee that's partnered with the county that decides on this particular piece, which is 2% of our net proceeds. And they have not distributed all of the funds yet. The committee was just formed. So these are their first decisions. Some of these are endowment funds over multi-year commitments. And so anytime you know of an organization that falls within the requirements for that, certainly reach out to us. That fund is limited to Clark County, but the other impact funds that make up more than 50% of the number I just gave you, in addition to the money that ilani contributes separate from that, we give within all of our markets. So feel free to just jump on our website. We have a page for that. Headlining entertainment, we talked about that. It's one of the ways we get people to kind of get over the idea that ilani doesn't have anything for me, I'm not a gambler. But you can come and dine and watch a show if you'd like to, and just kind of escape from your everyday, which is kind of a goal of ours. This is just a sampling of some recent ones, but you can see some big names on here, including Rascal Flatts, Sugarland, Amy Schumer was a big one for us, Pitbull, don't know if you know any of those, but they were our biggest investments. We also had Bowser and Tony Orlando and Paul Anka, and we're negotiating with Frankie Valli, which I'm excited about now. And so lots of different, genres and, just really cool stuff happening. And a couple of other pictures in our news lounge. These are all free shows. We're bringing in headliners for that. We just had the Village People 2 Saturdays ago. They packed the house. We also had another guy, Russ, I always forget his name, but he's an up-and-coming country artist. And you can see it just packs the house. So this does a lot for the brand in terms of creating awareness and visitation. And then just 2 examples here. You can see the market reach for just 2 of our recent shows. One was a comedian. This is a country act. And you can see where people are coming from. So we're here. And we're really starting to reach into the outer market when we have events like that. So I think it's good. It really puts Southwest Washington on the map in a different way. Very proud of my team. We are on our mission to be the best in the Northwest. We're very much on pace with that. We've won Best Native Northwest winner in one of the larger casino player magazine. It's called one of the larger industry magazines. So this goes out to the whole industry, and there's definitely a focus on ilani and how well we're doing. So that's a lot of buzz. Every convention I go to, they see our logo, and it's amazing how much awareness there is about that. And then this also shows you other awards we've won as well. So we're focused on quality and achieving those awards. And then finally, or that recognition I should say, and really it's about brand integrity. And in wrapping it up here to keep you on schedule, this is what's next for the reservation. I don't have information on the hotel. We're having lots of conversations. Right here is where this parking garage is going. You can see the dirt is dug up. And that is 2,600 parking spots with the ability to go to 4,000 if we need to by building additional amenities that we're talking about. These are just some pictures of those other expansions I mentioned to you earlier. This was gas station construction. It's a gorgeous facility, state-of-the-art convenience store. You don't see a lot out there like that. This is where the garage will connect, so it'll be much more convenient, away from the elements, adjacent to the building. Well, this is our schedule, that's scheduled to be open next year, 1 year from this month, and it can't come any sooner. And when we lost about 700 spots over here, we more than made up for it over here. We bought more shuttles, high rotation, so the impact should be mitigated a bit by that, so our customers aren't feeling like they're walking a football field in the rain. And that's another shot from the gas station and in the evening. And I think I'm on time.
I think you're doing great.
I don't know if I covered everything you might be interested in. So if you had time, I'm happy to take questions.
Why don't we do questions afterwards and we'll do some giveaways? Does that work for you, Leroy?
Yeah, it works. It's Kara. Let me give this to you. A mug. Thank you. Enjoy that. And if you or someone representing want to come join us and be part of this, more than welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we got a couple of tickets here to give out. We're going to start off with the white ticket first. 366-2256.
Kevin Wasson.
Kevin?
Yeah, because he bought his 10 right before me.
All right, Kevin. And then the red ticket, 587050. That's going to be Doug. Where do you want to go, Doug? Babies. Okay. And you want the microphone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, don't get. Thank you both so much, President Leroy. We're going to pull 5 tickets out of here. The very first one is going to be 366-2197. 2197.
Marge.
2197.
Margie.
Who's that?
Margie.
Margie, you have won a seafood brunch for 4 at Lard and Lure. How about 366-2211? 2211, Cindy and Louie. How about a dinner for 2, a romantic dinner for 2 at Michael Jordan's restaurant? And next, I bet nobody here is going to want this one. 366-2259. 2259. Kevin Wasson.
Again? That's not fair.
That's breakfast for 4 at Tom Urban's.
Ooh.
How about 2 concert tickets of their choice, upcoming within the next however many months? 366 within a year. Within a year. 2276. 2276.
Carrie Ann.
Who?
Carrie Ann.
Carrie Ann and Tony. And I will tell you that on Sunday night, my lovely significant other and I, we'll trust her. We had a lovely dinner at the Rose and Thorn. The New York strip steak was delicious. The roasted beef salad was fantastic. The skewered shrimp were fantastic. And my martini was delicious. 366-2199 gets dinner for 2 at Rose and Thorn. Is that Mike and Pat Parker? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us through this. I'm going to get this information to Kara. I'll get her all your specific contact information, and she'll be sending those goodies out to you. Thank you so much to Doug Harvey for setting this up, for working so hard with Kara to bring her as a guest speaker here. Thank you for making my first week's program.
Thank you, Kara. Okay, that's it. We're done.
Wait, desserts.
Desserts. We have more food. Okay, Jane, you're up. Oh, sure. And we have senility, so don't run off yet, because there's going to be a quarter given by somebody.
Mr. President, I'm sad to say that past President Michael Ferg did not sign in.
Oh. Okay. Hey everybody, have a good week. Work party tomorrow over at the shop, Christmas lights. What time was that, Tom?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock tomorrow at the workshop for Christmas lights. Thank you. Bye.